Hey everybody, welcome back to Day 2, Breakfast with Bob from Ditlev Challenge Roth, powered by HEP. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Primo Sports, and our Challenge Athletes Foundation, our accordion player, Rainer. Great job, buddy. And now we get a chance to chat with the 2022 Challenge Roth champion, Mr. Magnus Ditlev. How you doing, Magnus?
I'm great, Bob. It's really special to be back here, a place that means a lot to me and pretty much changed a lot in my life last year. So it has been good to come back and experience some of the memories again and get to stay at the same homestay and live with the same people. It's really nice.
Well, you know, I think people don't quite understand the homestay aspect of this is coming here, and now you have a family that you'll probably be friends with forever.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking when I was traveling by car from the airport to the homestay, it actually felt quite special, and I didn't know I would feel that way, but it almost felt like coming home, and I felt so much more relaxed than when I'm usually traveling and living in hotels. There is a lot of noise around you, and you don't have all, like my homestay have a huge garage where I can fix my bike all day long, and it's just so nice to get to prepare for a race in those surroundings, and they are really helpful with making food to me and like a family. It's like really nice. Cool.
Last year here, and we're basically in the stadium where you come running into, and this place isn't here. 2 weeks ago, this is an open field. And they build this, and there's 12,000 people. Felix was telling us this morning, 12,000 people cheering as you come in. One of the best finish lines you've been to?
Yeah, it's an amazing construction. Right now it doesn't feel that special, but I can tell you for sure when the spectators come in here and you hear the noise and everything, the atmosphere is just like nowhere else, I think.
Yes. And last year, Jan Frodeno was here, and obviously huge star in Germany, and you guys are basically off the bike almost together, and there was a point there where he drops out. And the positive is you're like, okay, I'm leading. The negative is I'm guessing you won the run with Jan.
Yeah, I think in the lead up there had been some rumors because I knew he had been injured before, but he said that it was okay, but still you are not 100% sure. So I was thinking it might be a possibility that he either doesn't run that well or he have to pull out. But then all of a sudden after 5K he stops, and now my mindset just was going from looking into the back of the greatest triathlete of all time and thinking you have a real shot here, and which I thought at that time it might be one of the last chances we get.
Absolutely, 40 years old.
Turns out he still has some season in him this year also, which is nice. But and then I was just left to myself, and I knew, I have more than 10 minutes to Patrick, so it became more of a don't make any stupid mistakes and just keep on the flow because I was running really well, so I knew it would be impossible to run more than 10 minutes into me with that pace. So
well, and also Jan Frodeno had gone 7:35:39. You went 7:35:48. So you almost took his time down running by yourself. It's hard to run by yourself.
Yeah, I heard when I was going back into the city after the canal, I heard some people shouting about a world record, and I didn't quite understand, so I actually asked my coach with maybe 5Ks to go if it's true that I was close to a world record, and he didn't want to tell me because he thought I looked so cooked that he was worried that if he said that I was close to a world record, I might just
go too hard.
Kill myself on the last climb. So it was only on the last K he said if you run the last K fast then you might have the world record. But then I just thought, okay, this is the biggest stage probably in the world, and it's the biggest win of my career, so I wanted just to enjoy it and not just sprint to the line.
Yeah, good for you. And that's 50:44, 4:01:56, 2:40 marathon at the end of that. That's an impressive day.
Yeah, it was really it was only my second full distance. So I had been racing in Texas a month prior, where I had a mechanical on the bike, but still managed to get back into the game and fight for the victory, where I lost the sprint finish with Ben Hoffman.
Yes.
So it was only my second one, and I think I put it all together at that day. But I still think if you want to win this year, you will probably have to run faster than I did last year.
You're probably more 235-ish.
Yeah, probably down to that.
Yes.
And then with the same bike, I think should be.
Yeah. This year, PTO European Open, 3rd place. I mean, the fact that you can be successful at that, because the PTO events are even shorter than a 70.3, so you're successful there, and obviously successful at the full. Do you find that the shorter distance, do you train specifically for the long and then use the shorter distance as speed work for?
No,
how do you do
I think the way we train, and most triathletes train nowadays, not that difficult to switch between like PTO races and full distance. Of course, it requires for full distance a period going into the race with very specific Ironman training, but for the most part of the year, I actually do more like work towards those PTO and 70.3 races, because I think it's still way too early for me to say I'm only a full distance athlete, and I have so many years to come, so I don't want to burn out in the full distance races. And also I think the PTO races is really a nice addition to the calendar. They are so fun. I mean, in PTO Europe, it was
Ibiza was beautiful.
Yeah, it was just such a fun event. Like I was suffering a lot, but at the same time I was thinking, whoa, this is just the dynamics. Everything is just going.
Yes.
I imagine that's almost how it feels in the Olympic races, because there's so many changes of positions all the time, and you have to fight for every second. So yeah.
So will August be? Because you got multiple PTO races. There's Milwaukee, there's Singapore, then there's Finland, 70.3 Worlds. There's a lot of opportunities this year. What's your schedule going to look like?
Yeah, I think you have to prioritize now.
Yes.
And also the fact that all the races I will do this year is probably going to be close to World Championship fields.
Yes.
I don't think I will have time to do a regular 70.3, if you could say that. So I think I have to prioritize, and right now I will do Roth, of course, and then target PTO US Open and also Singapore, and then probably skip 70.3 Worlds
and get ready for
and
Nice.
then get ready for Nice. So that's my plan at the moment, and then maybe at the end of the year do some smaller races just for fun and travel around and have a bit more fun. But for the first part, and also pretty much the whole season is really hard racing. Yeah.
Have you surprised yourself at how quickly you've become one of the best in the world?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a really rough start to becoming a professional triathlete. I was studying to become an engineer, and I had 2 really bad crashes that almost sidelined me for like I don't think exactly, but almost 2 years where I wasn't able to race. So I was going around and not studying, because I was telling people I was a professional triathlete, and I didn't race because I was crashing on my bike all the time. So it was pretty difficult to actually believe in yourself.
Yes.
Because we saw in training some numbers that were pretty much, we knew, my coach is also a former professional triathlete himself, so he knew, and he could see that once I would get back it would be really good, but it was still hard to believe that what he said was actually true. But that's where I think it's just so important to have people around you, and especially my coach played a really big role in making sure I didn't lose the joy of the sport, and always said to me that I will be great when I come back.
Well, you know what's fascinating about that is sometimes you need people who believe in you before you believe in yourself.
Yeah, I think he said that I would become world champion at that time, where I was like having a broken shoulder and a broken arm, and I basically couldn't eat myself because my right arm was broken and left shoulder. So that's really, he has always believed in me, and I think that's very, very. I'm very thankful for that.
So when you were in Kona last year, and you had a phenomenal race, but you didn't get your special needs bag at Hawaii, and then you time traveled all the way back, caught everybody by Kauai, and then you get a penalty. And I was talking to Lisa Norden yesterday, 4-time national time trial champion from Sweden. She gets a penalty.
Yeah.
You're obviously one of the best cyclists in the sport, and you get a penalty. How hard was that to deal with?
Yeah, that was really difficult, especially because I had raced so well in Roth, so I had very big hopes for Kona.
Winning both Roth and Kona.
And basically the lead up to Kona went, I don't think I will ever get a lead up that goes that smooth again, probably because it was just as if everything clicked. And also until the turnaround point at Harvey, I think everything was pretty much going to the plan.
Yes.
I was putting pressure on the 2 Norwegian guys already and planned to make another surge on the downhill from Harvey. And then all of a sudden everything just everything starts going wrong, so I don't get my special needs back. Have to stop and go back and pick it up myself, and then loses the group and goes really hard down the hill where I wanted to attack them, closes the gap. And the first things that happened was that I got a penalty when I got back to the group, and I knew that okay, now the win is for sure not possible anymore, because
5 minutes is a
you
long
cannot
time.
make up 5 minutes on
Not in that
in these conditions and racing. So yeah, that was difficult to deal with.
And then you end up getting 8th. It was getting your focus back when that type of thing happens. And the cool part is during the run, here you are running with Sebastian Kienle, doing his last Kona.
Yeah. I think I managed to turn it around quite well after that, because I know how difficult it is to perform in Kona. So just getting the experience of running the run course, I wanted to have that. And if I was really like, at one point I was considering to drop out, but that's not how I want to behave as an athlete. And then I tried to see it as an opportunity to gain some experience, because people really
you're going to be there
take some time
in the future,
for you people usually to get a Kona right. So I learned a lot also just from doing that marathon, and about pacing and experience. So that was great.
Well, and especially because you sort of dropped Sebastian.
Yeah.
And thought he was gone.
Yeah. I think I started the run maybe 1 or 2 minutes behind him, and then I closed the gap way too fast, and we ran. It was pretty epic actually, because I caught him on going up Palani just before entering Queen K, and then I thought I would just run straight through him because I had already gained a lot of time on him. And then he just stayed behind me, and at one point I was starting to get a little bit frustrated because there was a lot big headwind going out. Yeah. So I asked if he wanted to take some pulls, and he just said, okay, we take 1K each, and you don't go faster than 3:45 per kilometer. So he was just like ice cold, and I was okay, we do that. And then we switched turns every kilometer, so that all the way to the energy lap, and I got a gap on him, and then I pretty much blew up going up the energy lap, and he overtook me again. So
the grizzled veteran. They still had some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, that was a great experience.
Very fun. What would it mean to you to come into this stadium and win your second title in a row?
It would mean pretty much everything to me. It's like a race that means a lot to me, and we have invested a lot of energy into this race. Not just me, but the whole team I have around me it's quite funny coming back. I remember last year I came here all alone and did the whole race week by myself, and now I have so many great people around me already, and people also coming now or tomorrow to support me. So it would mean a lot to be able to perform in front of them also.
Magnus, how old are you now?
25.
25. Look at everything you've accomplished already. These are bucket list items, going and finishing top 10 in Kona, winning Challenge Roth. You've done so much already.
Yeah, hopefully I can continue and develop even more. It's a really nice journey for me to be on.
Thank you so much for taking time, Magnus. Yeah. Always such a pleasure to chat with you.
It was a pleasure chatting with you outside of America for once.
Exactly. Magnus Ditlev has been our guest. Again, we're here at Challenge Roth. Hold on, we'll be right back.